A dusty Texas night, stars blazing over the sprawling acres of my family's Cedar Hollow ranch, held the promise of peace. I'm Marcus Reed, a man who spent 15 years in DC dismantling corrupt HOAs with a single call. My office walls lined with photos of 200 HOA tyrants I sent to federal prison. But tonight, after a grueling 12-hour drive from Seattle, craving the silence of my grandfather's farmhouse, I stood on my own land, staring down police lights and a blonde dictator screaming for my arrest. "He's trespassing! Lock him up!" bellowed Cynthia Powell, Cedar Hollow's HOA queen, her smirk radiating victory. She thought she had me, an outsider on her turf. She didn't know I could crush her empire with a snap of my fingers. Trapped in your own HOA hell? Drop your location below. Cynthia just lit a fuse she'll never outrun. The chaos erupted at 9 p.m. as my truck crunched onto the ranch's gravel drive, exhausted from unraveling a vile Seattle HOA scam. My grandfather's hand-built wooden fence greeted me like an old friend. Then sirens shattered the quiet. 2 cops approached, flashlights sweeping my face like I was a fugitive. "Sir, report of suspicious activity, possible breaking and entering," said Officer Jenkins, hand near his holster. I raised my hands, a reflex from years navigating law enforcement. "Officers, this is my family's ranch. I'm Marcus Reed. Deeds on my phone if you'll let me grab it." Cynthia stormed in, her HOA-branded blazer gleaming with authority. "Thank you for your swift response," she purred, eyes glinting with malice. "This man's trespassing on HOA-controlled land. Strict after-hours rules. I've never seen him in my 15 years as president." Her smile was venom, promising ruin. Officer Delgado, older and skeptical, frowned. "Ma'am, he says this is his property. Sir, show us proof." I pulled up the digital deed, a habit from years of property wars. This shows the Reed families owned this land since 1947, bought by my grandfather, Samuel Reed, post-war. Delgado studied it, suspicion easing. "Looks legit, Mr. Reed. Sorry for the mix-up." He turned to Cynthia, whose smirk froze. "Ma'am, this isn't under HOA jurisdiction." But Cynthia didn't flinch. She stepped closer, her perfume sharp as a blade. "Officer, there are questions about the Reed property's legitimacy. Our survey found boundary issues. Mr. Reed might be on HOA land." Delgado sighed. "Done." "That's civil, ma'am. No court order, no arrest." He nodded to me. "Welcome home, Mr. Reed." As the cops peeled out, Cynthia closed in, her mask slipping. 20 years ago, your father ruined my life," she hissed. "My family was set to build a resort here, turn this dirt into gold. Samuel Reed rallied the county against us. My father lost everything: business, reputation, life. Now it's your turn, Mr. Reed. 72 hours to leave, or my HOA rules will bury you." Her heels clicked away, a ticking bomb. My grandfather's last letter had warned of grudges. This wasn't about property lines. It was a blood feud. Cynthia had no idea who she'd provoked. I jotted a note. Day 1. Cynthia Powell declares war. She's in for a reckoning. Morning brought absurdity. At 7 a.m., bleary-eyed with coffee, I found my porch buried under 47 orange violation notices. Grass too tall by half an inch, mailbox shade off, truck parked past 10 p.m., fence posts 1.2 inches too high, even a $300 fine for a coffee mug on my porch. Each bore Cynthia's florid signature, time-stamped overnight. She'd stalked my land with a ruler and spite. A handwritten note chilled me. Marcus, Cedar Hollow. HOA takes standards seriously. Your grandfather's exemptions died with him. 70 hours to sell. I have buyers ready. P.S. Judge Callahan sends regards. Callahan, a name from my DC files tied to 3 HOA corruption cases, always slippery. If Cynthia had him, this was bigger than a vendetta. Ellen Harper, my trembling neighbor, slipped me a folder. Cynthia's not just mean, she's methodical, she whispered. Inside were records, hundreds of violations, vandalized homes, a spreadsheet of Cynthia's playbook, target dissenters, bankrupt them with fines, force sales. She took Jim Carter's house over a wind chime, Ellen said. Pets vanish, cars get keyed, no proof. A text from an unknown number followed. Nosy neighbors get hurt. 46 hours left. I poked the bear, measuring my illegal mailbox in plain view. Cynthia's golf cart screeched up, khakis crisp, HOA polo gleaming. Addressing violations, Mr. Reed. Modifications need committee approval. Next meeting's in 6 weeks. I grinned, DC steel in my veins. Funny, my tape says the mailbox is perfect. Your 2 a.m. grass measurements, though? Hard to see in the dark. Her eyes narrowed. Are you saying I lied? I'm saying your numbers don't add up. And mentioning my father's weak heart. What was that? Her laugh cut like glass. Your daddy died after our last fight, didn't he? Stress. Reeds don't last under pressure. The cruelty hit like a boot to the chest. My father's death 5 years ago was ruled natural. Now doubt gnawed. Back off, Cynthia, I said, or I'll do what I do best. She smirked, cart whirring away. Cry to your DC pals. Judge Callahan can't wait for your lawsuit. By hour 48, war escalated. My grandmother's rose garden, heritage blooms from Scotland, was dead, soil blackened by herbicide. Only the old roses hit. A surgical strike. Deputy Lopez took photos, shrugging. Vandalism? No suspect. But my cameras, installed after Cynthia's first threat, caught Harold Powell, her husband, at 3:17 a.m., spraying the roses, Cynthia's voice crackling through his phone. Just the old ones, Harold. Wear the big shoes. The premeditation sickened me. I copied the footage, rage simmering. Local cops wouldn't touch it. Callahan's shadow loomed. A civil suit would drag, so I'd use their rules against them. My lawyer, Sophia Alvarez, groaned. Marcus, you're fighting an HOA on vacation? They killed my roses, Sophia. It's personal. I sent her the footage. Ellen brought a casserole, eyes fierce. Cynthia and Callahan run a racket. Tank property values. His firms buy cheap for resorts. Your 60 acres with a spring, their holy grail. More footage showed Harold measuring my fence at midnight, Cynthia snapping photos, a suited man, Callahan, eyeing my boundaries. Audio sealed it. Cynthia's voice, he'll crack like his father. Weak hearts, you know. Callahan replied, if he doesn't sell, we'll condemn it. Septic violations. Conspiracy, maybe murder. Another text hit. Your father loved that cemetery plot. 24 hours. I emailed my boss, Carter, pull everything on Callahan and Cedar Hollow HOA. Get FBI corruption unit contacts. Vacations and investigation now. Hour 60 was a circus. Cynthia's emergency HOA meeting packed the community center. Callahan front and center. She stood at the podium, pearls gleaming, a dictator in disguise. The Reed property threatens our safety. Septic leaks, code violations, health hazards. Her photoshopped slides showed my ranch as a dump. Marcus Reed harasses us, using his government job to intimidate. I stepped forward, the room hushing. Nice show, Cynthia. Forgot to mention poisoning my roses or Harold's 3 a.m. trespass. Gasps rippled. She snapped, you're not a member. Leave. I held up her bylaws. Section 12, paragraph 4. Property owners can speak. Want to break your own rules? Callahan boomed. Sit down, son. The violations are valid. I smiled. Odd you're here, Judge. Only for meetings where you profit. Silence. Cynthia pushed a vote for liens and condemnation. But I played the audio, her and Callahan plotting, gloating about my father's weak heart. Chaos erupted. Dorothy shouted, you drove out the Carters, the Lees, ruined us for Callahan's deals. Cynthia clutched a folder. William Reed owed $50,000 from 2003, signed and notarized. The room wavered, but I spotted the flaw. Nice forgery, Cynthia. My father was in Iraq in 2003, and your notary wasn't licensed until 2005. Sophia entered with FBI agents, papers in hand. From 2007, Judge. You're next. Cynthia's face collapsed. Post-arrest, Callahan struck back. My accounts frozen, defamation lawsuits, an injunction claiming my ranch was a health hazard. Sophia countered, "They're rushing to condemn before the FBI digs deeper." I tapped my crypto fund, hired forensic accountant Lena Chan, and pulled county records. Lena found $900,000 in fake HOA payments to Callahan's wife's cleaning firm. Records showed 24 foreclosures, all bought by Callahan's shells. Then Harold, broken in the courthouse lot, handed me a flash drive. "Cynthia poisoned your father. Digitalis in his coffee. Untraceable. I've got recordings." His tapes were dynamite. Cynthia's drunken boasts of fraud, foreclosures, murder. At the federal courthouse, Judge Laura Bennett heard our case. Sophia laid it bare, a criminal enterprise masked as an HOA. Lena's financials, Harold's tapes, my testimony as HOA oversight director with 200 prosecutions crushed them. Cynthia's courtroom confession, "I watched your father die, knowing I did it," sealed her fate. Bennett vacated all HOA liens, restored foreclosed homes, and sent the case to trial for racketeering and murder. Callahan, arrested mid-hearing, glared daggers. 6 weeks later, I held keys to Cynthia's house, now mine. Prison drained her. Harold, testifying for immunity, unraveled more scams. Cedar Hollow bloomed. Gnome gardens, kids' chalk art. I turned Cynthia's house into the Samuel Reed Community Center for HOA reform. At a barbecue in my restored garden, Sophia grinned. "The AG wants you nationwide, remote from the ranch." I nodded, eyeing my father's photo. "We got them, Dad." A text from a Colorado HOA leader pinged, "Our garden's named for your father." Savage move buying her house. The war was won, but the fight endures. Cynthia learned what it's like to live under unbreakable rules. So, what's your HOA nightmare? Drop it below. Hit like if this Texas takedown gripped you, and stay tuned for more stories where justice outguns tyranny.